Okay, hi, assalamu alaikum. So this is part 2, and we're going to continue with the Arabic letters. Inshallah, I didn't get to really explain the methodology of how we're doing this, of going through the Arabic letters, but I'm trying to do it as thorough as possible, but as quick as possible, so we don't waste any time. The first way is through writing, and our main goal in this course is to become fluent in Quran, inshallah. So writing is an essential part. It's not like we're formulating sentences or anything like that, but we just have to at least know how to write the basic letters. And then from then, it'll be a lot easier to identify the actual letters by their marks. So you have to note those things kind of together. There will be you should be practicing writing this, like at least each letter 10 times from the beginning to the middle and the end, just so you become like familiar with it, and it becomes a part of your everyday routine. The sources, then we go through the source of where the letter comes from. Again, this is extremely important, and I don't feel like it's really explained enough from Tajweed teachers but it's extremely important, especially for non-Arabs, because we don't know where the sound is actually supposed to come from. It's not like we use those sources when we speak English. So it's very important to go through the source. Last class we were on the middle of the tongue, and we had already covered the back of the tongue. And we just did yeah, so that's where we are. And then the characteristics of the letters. Characteristics are really important. It might sound like all craziness right now, but later when you go through these letters, and if you have trouble differentiating between any two letters, when you look at the source and the characteristics, then you can definitely tell, oh, this is the difference between those two letters, and then try and apply that difference when you're using the letters. So that goes for any letters, that especially if maybe they even have the same source, but then when you look at the characteristics, that will help you tell them apart. And then any notes that we had, I also note. Okay, so we had just done ya, so our next letter is sheen. I was really optimistic because I never had uploaded a video on YouTube before, so I was like, oh, we'll just fly through these letters. But, sorry, I'm just trying to open this pen, but I had no idea that it takes like 3 days to upload something on YouTube. Hang on just 1 second. Okay, I had to open that dry erase. Okay, so anyway, the letter is sheen. When it's by itself, it looks like this. When it's in the beginning of the sentence, the word, it looks like this. Middle. Yeah. Whoops, I'm sorry, it should be like that. And then at the end of the word. So obviously it looks pretty much the same throughout. Identifying marks, it's just going to have like 2 little bumps. Looks like a little butt. I don't know how else to say it. And then 3 dots on top. Always 3 dots on top. That's how it's going to be told. But you'll always see that little 2 bumps also. So do put 2 bumps, 3 dots. Okay, best. So that's it. Let's see. Of course, the source we already said is the middle of the tongue. And okay, the characteristics now. I'll put them right here. I'm going to write them so there's no confusion, because before I was just like talking, and I hope that y'all got them. So first characteristic is that it's light. So remember, like if we were going to say fatha on this, it would be sha. It would not be shaw. This is very important because in everyday conversation, even in the Arab world, they make this heavy. Like inshallah. I think I might have even done that myself, right? Like in this video. But you should say insha Allah. That's like the right way. Insha. So keep it light, and it'll be all good, inshallah. Inshallah. Then is the softness, which is a running of sound. Yep. Next characteristic is it's a whisper, which is running of air. So the running of sound and running of air, this combination I had explained in the other video accidentally, is metmousse. That combination makes metmousse, because the running of sound and running of air. I'm going to try to stay away from Arabic terms, because it's not really going to make a difference if you know a bunch of Arabic terms and you're not applying the letter correctly. But anyway, if that combination of the running of air and sound together makes it metmousse, that they come out together. When sukoon appears on top of it, it should pronounce like if there was a sukoon on this. And remember, sukoon is the absence. Sorry, it should be like a perfect circle. It is the absence of any sound, so there's no vowel on it. It's like as if you were stopping on it. You were reading, and then you just stopped on this letter. Then it has like a sh sound. Like, I don't know. If I just said like ash, and this had a sukoon, like ash, like as if you're telling somebody shh, right? It should have that characteristic in it. It's soft. It's not like Jeem. So Jeem has a little more push to it, a little like strength, right? But this one is soft. So it's not like, you shouldn't say inshallah. You should say insha. Keep it light and keep it smooth and soft. And so that's kind of the differentiating characteristic between Jeem and Sha, because they come from the same source. So it can easily be mixed up in conversation. Okay, so when we apply the letter, it looks like this. I feel like I'm really wasting a lot of time when I do this, like writing these, but I don't know if there's like another way. Okay. So it would be sha, open your mouth, sha, lower your lip, she, and then round your lips and protrude your lips a little bit, shoe. I just bought some shoes in my dreams, shoe. Okay. Then the next letter is Jeem. It's also from the same source, which is the middle of the tongue. Just erase all of this. Okay. So Jeem, there are a couple of them that look like this, but it has a dot inside. So this is the beginning. Whoops. This is the middle. And this is the end. Okay, my writing is not that best, like the best writing ever, but you get the point. So anyway, identifying characteristics. It has like this little curve, kind of continues. So even it doesn't have like that little roundness, except in the ends. You'll see it has like the curve, and then also the dot on the bottom. So that is really the giveaway, the dot on the bottom, and it's just one single dot. So definitely make note of that. Characteristics. Oh, the source is the middle of the tongue. Characteristics is that it's light. The same. If we put a fatha on it, it'll be ja. It's not jaw, like jar. It's ja. Okay, it has strength. So there should be some kind of like, it's a stopping of sound. That's what that is. But it's kind of like like some energy, right? Some power, not like the sha, not like sheen, like sha, where it smooths out, but ja, like you're stabbing somebody with the sound, right? Then apparent, that's the next characteristic. Okay. That's the stopping of air or breath, so it becomes apparent when you say ja. And then also it has qalqala. So we had talked about that with one of the other qalqala, other letters. Qaf had qalqala. So this rule with qalqala, it always applies. And remember, it's like a moving bounce. I don't know, wait. Moving? No, I don't think that was it. It's a bounce, an echo. That's what qalqala is. So, as if you bounce the ball on the floor, those two things coming together, kind of you push off. So in this case, ja, it's so hard to even say, but this sound is so normal in English. Like if you say jump, you're gonna have those two parts pushing off ja. I don't even know how to explain those two parts, but something with the lower jaw and you're pushing off. Jump. It has some kind of deliberateness in it, right? And so the same thing when you stop on it. So when you stop, it has that sugoon, the absence of a vowel. It might indicating stopping. If we put an aleph before it, it would be adj, right? You're stopping. You're not, and you kind of bounce it. Adj, right? You don't just say adj, no, adj. And especially with the sugoon, when you stop, it makes it more pronounced, stronger. On the opposite side, if we had a qalqala, if we had a jeem with a shadda, and I know you don't know what the shadda is, but don't worry about that. Just the rule is when you have a shadda on the letters that are naturally have qalqala, you will not have qalqala. So it will lose the characteristic of qalqala in this case. So, whoops. I should say like has no qalqala. Oh, that's all writing into that. Okay. But anyway, you get the point. So, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. So, if it has shadda, it does not have qalqala. Sorry, it's a little messy. Okay, let's move on. Inshallah, I want to cover as many letters as possible. That completes that makraj, that source. So now we are on the edge of the tongue. Okay, so this letter is Dad. Looks like that. It looks like a big S with a dot on it. This is it in the beginning. This is it in the middle. I don't know why it's like so hard for me to write when it's like in the middle. And that's like a dot in the circle. And then here in the end. Okay. So that's how it looks. How we can tell it like apart, identifying characteristics, is that it has like a fishy head. Sometimes it has the tail, sometimes it doesn't. But it has like a fishy head all the time and a dot. We already talked about the source, the edge of the tongue. This letter is so unique, mashallah. So if you open your mouth, you can pick one side of your mouth, but it'll be the whole edge of your tongue. So here's your tongue, right? Like, it's like the middle. And your teeth are right here, okay? You can pick one whole edge of your tongue. I don't know, I always pick the right, and I put it against the top of the top teeth, all along the top teeth here. And then I kind of blow air into this part. Thaw, thaw. It's really very strange. Like, there's no other letter like this. Now you can pick one side. You can pick the right side. You can pick the left side. So attach your tongue, the whole edge of your tongue to the top, top jaw, top teeth, and then blow that air. Or you can do both. But I think that's extremely hard, or someone said that is extremely hard, or something like that. So anyway, that's kind of how it is. Very unique source, mashallah. So characteristics are, it's heavy. If we put whatchamacallit, and remember what makes it heavy is that you're raising the back of your tongue when you say it. So if we have our mouth here, this is our tongue inside and our two teeth, and then the throat. Okay, we're raising that tongue up all the way to the top of our throat. I mean, as much as we can, you know, within reason, not crazy. Okay, so just to the top of here. And the easy way to do that is lean your head back. And it'll kind of do it naturally. I don't know how. It'll just do if you lean your head back and say, thaw, thaw, thaw. It'll add some weight. It's not going to be like da, 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 da. It'll be thaw, thaw. So it'll be a little strong, right? And it'll be heavy. 2. Oh, so remember, that's happening with your tongue in your mouth. And then toward the back, you're lifting it up to reach the top of your throat. So those two things are happening simultaneously. Amazingly. But it's not really as hard as it sounds, as long as you're able to line up your that one whole edge of your tongue to cover the top of your top teeth on one side, and then you just blow it, like blow through some air. It's really amazing. But I hope that was clear. So let's see, the next characteristic is that it has adhesion. I think this is the first time that we came across this. Adhesion. So basically adhesion, this sound that's related to this characteristic is when you have your tongue, right? And here's your teeth. And here's your teeth. And your throat. So when you have this tongue and you push it up to the top, and it's on the top of your mouth, right? Like you lifted up your tongue, it's on the top of your mouth, and then you kind of pull it apart from the top of your mouth. Like you had to put it all the way up and then taking it off. That's adhesion, and that makes a sound. So that's what's happening when you do this. You don't have to necessarily think about doing this. But when you do this, when you line up your whole tongue with that jaw and bringing it down, that makes that sound, a unique sound. Let's see, it has softness, which is a running of sound. I'm sorry, I write really messy. So, apparent is running of breath. Stopping of breath. So it has running of sound and stopping of breath. Let's see. It also has length because naturally it'll kind of just go on when you say it. And that's about it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and apply it. And okay, thaw, 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 flee, 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 do, and remember, you try to do these sounds as much as possible with this to make with the pronunciation of the letter. Thaw, 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 flee, 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 do. And again, you can always elongate it, but I'll just do that with the next one because it'd be annoying to do it with this one. So that's it. Moving on. Inshallah, when I get through these, because I have a low amount of memory on my phone. So that's why these things are so short. Otherwise, I just do it all together. Okay. Next one, that was like the extremely hard one. And this one is extremely easy, the lamb. So that is how it looks by itself. If it's at the beginning of the word, if it's at the middle of the word. Whoops. Those should be like the same, like. And then if it's, it's all going into the other one. If it's at the end of the word. So it looks like a line. That's the identifying characteristic. It's a little roundish on the bottom. The way that we could tell it apart from an aleph, which is just also a line, basically, is that it doesn't connect. This does not connect. It stays alone, the aleph. But lam always connects to the next word. It can't start by itself, but then it always connects, So that's how you can tell it apart from the aleph. Characteristics are that it's light. This is la, not law, la. Sometimes it is heavy, and we will go into that when we go into the tajweed rules, but typically lam is light all the time. I mean, most of the time, inshallah. It's moderation, which means it has part running, part sound. It is apparent. It has moderation, which is part running of sound and then also part stopping of sound. So it has both kind of mixture in it. And then it's apparent, which is the stopping of breath. It's fluency because typically when you're talking about language, the tongue is something that makes a difference than the language. Like, let's say of animals don't have a language. They just make sound from their throat. But humans, we use our mouth and our tongue and our teeth, but mainly our tongue, so, to make an actual language, to make letters, to make sound. So this is the difference, and that's one of the key letters of fluency. And it's drifting in articulation. None of this stuff is really that difficult because lam is such an easy letter. It's like so common, babies say it and stuff like that. So you should have no trouble with it. It uses the front edge of the tongue, not the tip. So the tongue is here. You're using this part, la, not the tip exactly, which would kind of sharpen the sound. Okay, another one. Oh, whoops, I forgot to apply it. But then again, this is so easy, I feel like. Why even bother? But, okay. La. Open the mouth, la. Lower the lip, li. Round the lips, lu. Okay, and then again, if you want to like elongate it. Oh, this is going to look funny. That's it elongated because that's an aleph. It connects to the aleph, but the aleph does not connect to anything. So that's really how it would look. That's really weird looking and confusing. So sorry about that. Li. Oh, just erase that. And lu. Okay. And all of those have sukoon on it, by the way. Okay, so that's la. I remember holding it for 2 harakat because it's elongated. So you have the mommy and the baby. La. This one elongated li. Elongated lu. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. It's elongated because it has the mommy and the baby relationship happening. Okay. Pretty self-explanatory. Nothing new. Okay. So the next letter, again, is also very easy. This one is noon. That's how it looks by itself. That's how it looks in the beginning. This is how it looks in the middle. I have the whole board. I don't know why I'm sticking to this. Oh, and that's how it looks at the end. So identifying characteristics is that it's like sometimes it's roundish, but mainly it's just a dot at the top. That's the easiest way. A dot at the top. Always going to be a noon. Dot at the top. Let's see. Light. This is nah. Nah. Not gnaw. Nah. Nah. I don't want to do that. Fluency, moderation, which is part running of and stopping of sound, and it's apparent stopping of breath. Again, nobody really has trouble making the sound of this letter, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on it. Touches behind the front teeth, and if we apply it, it'll be like this. Okay, so this is like nah. Open your mouth, nah. Lower the lip, knee. Knee. Round your lips, new. New. So, pretty easy stuff, y'all. We are just, alhamdulillah, going through these pretty fast. Okay. Okay, next letter is the ra. Okay, that's how it looks by itself. It does not connect, so you're going to have it in the front. It's going to look like that, and it's just going to stop like that, and then you'll continue with the letter or whatever. And then, the word. Then in the middle, it'll look like that because it came from something, but it does not connect, so it'll look like that. That's just some other made-up letters, right? And then if you have it at the end, it'll look like that. Okay? So it kind of looks like the lamb, but it's hangs off the line. That would be the line that it's on. So distinguishing characteristics is that it does not connect. It's kind of curved and it does not connect. So that's it. Let's see. It's heavy most of the time. It's usually heavy. We're going to go more into that later, but remember what makes it heavy is when you raise the back of your tongue. Raise the back of the tongue up. Right, that's your throat. Because I keep drawing this, so I think y'all know. And you raise the back of the tongue to the top of your throat. And that makes it heavy. So lean your head back and say raw, raw, raw. It's heavy. The difference between... the few cases it is not heavy is when you use it with a kasra. Then it will be light. Ri, ri, ri. So you can hear the difference. Main difference between English R and Arabic Ra is that in English we use the R just like we use a part of the tongue. We do not use the tip of the tongue. In Arabic, you use the part of the tongue and you use the tip of your tongue. It kind of points it, makes it stronger, or I don't know how to explain it, but pointier. I don't know. Ri. Even if I say this, and if I say it in English, it'd be read, read. But if you say ri, you're using that tip of the tongue as well as the part of the tongue. So it's not like the English R. Don't make it the English R. Use the tip. So let's see, characteristics are that it affects their fluency because it's using the tongue again. So it's one of the main ones, like lamb and like noon. Drifting in articulation, it's repetitive. Obviously, it's you're saying it a lot of times when you say it. You don't roll it. That's very important. There are a lot of Arab speakers that normally roll their R's when they recite Quran. This is not right. Do not roll the R. I don't normally do it. I'm not even I can't even roll my R's. So, alhamdulillah, I'm blessed in that way. But if you are naturally always rolling your R's, don't do it when you read Quran. It is apparent it has a stopping of breath and air. And we already talked about the source, which is the tip of the tongue, the tip and the whole tongue. It touches behind the front teeth, and if we apply it, it will look like this. Okay. Ra, ra. So this is heavy. Ra. Raise your tongue in the back. Ra. Tip your head back. Ra. This is light. Ri, ri, ri. Show your teeth. Ri, ri, ri. And round your lips. And this is also heavy, by the way. So put your head back and round your lips and protrude them. Ru, ru, ru. Ru, ru. Okay. Ra, ri, ru, ru, ru. So I hope that wasn't too sloppy. It looks like my thing is running out of memory. I wanted to kind of continue to the next letter, but it's probably better if we just stop and continue tomorrow, inshallah. So I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too sloppy. It's a little messy. I do want to tell y'all that I made a Facebook group. If you see my Facebook page called Iqra, Women Learning to Read Quran, there's also connected to it is the Facebook group. So this is for any women just to come together and socialize. Inshallah, I hope many more women join and, get to know each other, because it's very hard if you live in America and you don't know other Muslim women. So I hope it's a good resource for everybody to network and meet other Muslim women in America, inshallah, and talk about your experience with the Quran and how you improve your relationship with the Quran. May Allah make it beneficial for all of us. Ameen. And I'm so happy that this is starting to take off and that people are starting to, look at the videos, and I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my YouTube so I know how many people are watching and stuff like that. And it's easier to update you and get information when you see a new video. I think that's it. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good night. Love you all for the sake of Allah. I'm real sleepy. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to say. Inshallah, I will be more awake and better pronouncing and writing. Usually I write with the swipe board on my lap.